Okay, I'm going to show you something cool. At least I think it's really cool. It's a way to add a sequence of numbers, things like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where the numbers go up by 1 each time. And when you've got a short list, when you've got things like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, that's really quite easy to add without any difficulty. We know that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 10. But what about if that list of numbers is much longer? What about if that list of numbers is, for example, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 and so on, plus 99 plus 100. We'll go all the way up to 100. What does that equal? Now, of course, you could add them up on paper or on a calculator, but you don't want to really be pressing those calculator buttons hundreds of times to do that calculation. Here's a quick way to do it. Underneath that 1 plus 2 plus 3 and so on, I'm going to write exactly the same thing, but I'm going to write it backwards. So I'm going to start over here where it says 100, and underneath that 100 I'm going to write 1. And then I'm going to go plus, working towards the left, and under that 99 I'm going to write 2, plus 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on, until we get up to here, and at the end it's going to be, if I go from the far end, over here with the 1, underneath that it's going to be 100, and under the 2 is going to be 99, and under the 3 is going to be 98, and so on. Okay, so all I've done is rewrite that top sum again, but backwards. Now here's the interesting thing. If you take those numbers along the left, the 1 and the 100, add them together, you get 101. If you take the next two, the 2 and the 99, and add it together, you get 101. If you add the 3 and the 98, you get 101. And that's going to happen every time, all the way through the list until you get to the other end. 99 plus 2, that's 101. And 100 plus 1 is 101. Now, imagine I wanted to add together those 101s. We've got lots of 101s and we wanted to add them together. Well, how many of them have we actually got? We've got 100 of them. That's how many numbers there are going from the left to the right. There's 100 of them. So it equals, that sum equals 100 lots of 101, or in other words, it equals 101 plus 2 zeros at the end, which is 10,100. Now the cool thing is, this number here can tell us the answer to that sum. What is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus all the way up to 100? It's not the same as this 10,100, because that's what we get when we add up these two rows together. We only want to add together one row, so all we actually need to do is take that number we've got down there and halve it. And indeed, if I do halve it, half of 10,000 is 5,000, and half of 100 is 50, so we get 5,050. And indeed, 1 plus 2 plus 3 all the way up to plus 100 equals 5,050. So that's a quick and easy way to add up lists of numbers together, and much faster than doing it step by step by step. Now this will work in any situation where you have a certain list of numbers and you know how many numbers you've got. In this case we had 100 of them, and where the gap between each of the numbers is the same each time. In this case, the gap between 1 and 2 is 1. The gap between 2 and 3 is 1. The gap between 99 and 100 is 1. So it's going up by 1 each time. When that happens, when you've got a fixed list of numbers and the gap between them is the same every time, this technique will work. Just rewrite the list backwards, add the first and the last one together, see how many of those you get, multiply it out, halve it, you've got your solution. So why don't you give it a go? Why don't you see if you can do, for example, why don't you try, as a bit of homework, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus all the way up to 79 plus 80. Give that a go. See if you can do it. If that's too easy, try it up to 1,000. Good luck.